Good afternoon, everyone. I am here today with Richie Ouellette, who is the scenic designer for Baskerville, opening tomorrow, August 24th, and running through September 2nd. I can't believe it runs until September. Can you believe it's almost September?
I can't believe, I don't even know what day it is half the time, so. Summer
So
goes
good.
by too fast.
It sure does. Oh my
But
goodness,
yes.
It definitely does. So Richie and I actually go way back when you were working here in what year?
I was in 2012, I was the scenic artist here for a couple years, and that's when I met Sarah, and we've been able to collaborate on not only shows
yes.
here, but shows in the
Elsewhere.
Boston area, and you're a lifelong artist friend that I adore.
I feel the same way.
So I'm so happy when I'm like, I can work with my friend. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, and I think there's also something special about the Barnstormers. And what is it that makes you want to come back to the Barnstormers?
I think it's like the culture of not only all the artists coming from New Hampshire area, New York area, coming together to just make this thing happen in such a like limited time, but we make big, beautiful theater happen here.
Yes. I mean, Baskerville is a big, beautiful
Baskerville's
show.
a big show.
Yeah.
I was just so happy to also come back and work with some of the new crew here, which is phenomenal. Like our TD, Joe, our painters, our props people are really like at such a wonderful level that it's been a joy to just play with and like create this world of Sherlock Holmes with them.
Yes, I mean the things that we're doing in this show with scenery and lighting, and and costumes as well. And costumes has an even more unique challenge of having so many costumes on so many people so quickly. But
it's one of those shows that's written as if like location, 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 location. So to be able to take a fun approach where it's written in the script where like watching actors perform this tale of Sherlock Holmes, it's very self-referential. We see like fun like costume and scenic pieces that are like overemphasized gestures in a comedic way, but then there's also this like wonderful like tone of the moors and of the suspense of a Sherlock Holmes story. Like all those little details. I'm like a sucker for anything that's like spoopy, so anything that's like of the darker side of Sherlock Holmes world.
Well, and I
like,
think that
gravitate
in
towards.
addition to like costumes and scenery and lighting, sound really lends itself to creating that environment and that spooky environment.
We wanted to like, it's like as a designer and as a design team, oftentimes you want to play with more poetic approaches and more suggesting things to let the audience fill in more with their imagination instead of trying to be like, let's fully realize this scary hound like physically. It's sometimes more fun to play with poetic gestures of how the whole world can sort of become part of the fear of the hound.
Yes, it's wonderful. And now, I know that you have been a long-time Barnstormer. 11 years ago we met.
11 years ago we met.
But you also have ties to New Hampshire, right?
I do. I grew up north of here, in the Berlin, Gorham, Randolph area. I bebopped around there a lot. That's actually where I met a very dear, it's like chosen family, an architect, Tim Sappington, who got me painting backdrops back in the day, and I became obsessed with design.
And Tim helped you paint a couple shows here, right?
Yeah, Tim will come, like when I was the scenic artist here, I would call up Tim and be like, we got a lot more to paint, we're running behind, I need backup. And that was also a joy, because we got, like, that's how I sort of started my career. Like now I live in New York and I design regionally, and I sort of am back and forth between New England and New York, and that's, for me, it was another layer of my connection of how I got into the arts in my youth and my love for what I do as a profession. Why I feel like I've been plopped on this planet.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that that's one of the things that I love about working with you as well, is that you are so collaborative, and also that you've introduced many artists into my life.
That's true.
Who I continue to work with. One of them this season being Alexander Davis,
Yep.
who was our choreographer for Nonsense. So it's this great, wonderful
Alex and I
connection.
used to dance together when we were in undergrad
Yes.
because I also did modern dance, and I was so happy to bring him into your world.
And I'm so happy to know him and to know you. Now, because I know that we have patrons who love to see theater not just at the Barnstormers but at other locations, is there anywhere that you have coming up next, or somewhere that they may have seen your work before?
Well, a lot of my regional work, I just did a show in DC at Signature Theater. I have a couple shows in the mix for next season in the fall winter there. There have been some talks of maybe getting me some theaters around here, like in the Peterborough area. I do a lot of also associate work for David Corrins and Scott Pask. So if you've seen Shucked, the musical, or if you've seen Grey House, I was working on those shows. If you come to New York, I'm also parts of those things as well. I'm all over the place.
But it's great. Like, that's one of the things we love, is to have people working all the time, and to have people who are as wonderful as you be here again at the Barnstormers. We're so happy to have more of our family come back as we progress through our 90s, because, you know, we're 93 years old. We look great.
We look so good.
But we
Wait
are so
till I'm in
happy
my
to have you.
200s.
Yes, right, exactly. Goals. But thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, of
I can't.
course.
Everyone, please come see Baskerville. It's such a fun show. Really, like a super high level of theater that I've seen in this area, and I'm just so thrilled to be a part of it and to work with everyone.
And so much fun. Directed by Blair Hundermark. We open again tomorrow on August 24th, and we run through September 2nd. So I hope to see you there.
Thank you.